Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Business Brilliance Summit. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Julie Duncan. I am the CEO and owner of Empowering Life Coaching and Consulting, LLC. And I'm going to be as present as I can today. I will bring my best self. That's my promise to you. And all I ask in return is that you are present and bring your best self. That way we can have some transformative experience together. I love to serve, and I promise I will do my best to deliver. I always say I get to help entrepreneurs master their mindset to unleash their full potential. Because words matter, right? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I want to share a story with you to start. So, at the age of 17, I only had one goal. The goal was to go to college and follow in the footprints of my dear beloved grandmother. That dream was shattered initially by Mr. King, my high school guidance counselor, because he delivered the news that I was not college material. Okay, let's stop there. I can almost hear the ooh and ahs. I'm so sorry. That's awful coming through the computer screen. But the truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, I earned that. Don't feel sorry for me because I put the P in party. I would have much rather party with my best friends than sit in a boring classroom. That was my perspective back then. Anyone relate? I can't be the only one, right? But being raised by a single mother at the time, losing my brother my senior year of high school, and obviously not having the grades for a stellar college application, I was in total despair. I'm not going to lie. I was distraught. But I wanted it bad enough to dig deep into the recesses of my soul to make it happen. And this is a picture on the screen of me graduating from my master's program 10 years after completing my bachelor's degree. You see, being courageous has been my only choice in my life. Can anyone relate? So, in the spirit of courage, my topic today is, are you ready? Courage, the catalyst to an unstoppable mindset. I'm very excited for this topic, so let's go ahead and dig in. So, thinking about courage, do you think of confidence when you think of courage? Do you think they're related? Maybe in the same family? Well, courage is not exactly the same as confidence. Courage is a precursor to confidence. And let me give you an example. When I walked onto the college campus for my undergraduate program, I didn't have any confidence. I was an underdog, and I well knew that. But I had enough courage to apply and get there so I could build upon that, right? And I don't know if you've ever jumped out of an airplane. I never have, but I can tell you, I would need a boatload of courage on the way down, in spite of the fear. Courage is jumping out of the plane and growing wings on the way down. Courage is moving forward despite the fear, not in the absence of it. I don't know anybody that's ever jumped out of an airplane and not had any fear. We oftentimes let fear stop us, but the truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, fear is going to be there. It's very natural. It's part of the human condition. But courage is doing it anyway in spite of the fear, facing the fear head on. What does Nike teach us? Just do it, right? Excuse me, right? So I'm going to share a story. I was partnered with a nutrition business years back, and I still am. Wonderful products. A large school district contacted me and wanted me to come to a school board meeting and share about our tower gardens, which was a way to grow your own food, lettuce, herbs, etc. And I had no idea what I was going to be facing. The school board members were all going to be there. The superintendent of the school was going to be there. Oh my gosh. I drove over 90 minutes on a cold, pouring down rain evening. I was recovering from knee surgery. I got lost along the way. I was a first-time entrepreneur. Sales was not my MO. I was a bleeding heart social worker. I can't tell you the times I contemplated turning that car around, and I thought nobody will be the wiser. I'll find a really good reason why it didn't work out, and I'm just going to go home. But the fact of the matter is, my why was really big. My kids were watching, my teammates were watching, and I was a little bit poor, to be honest with you. I was a stay-at-home mom at the time. And I knew I couldn't say no. I knew I had to keep going. So I dug deep. I showed up at the meeting. I found courage and I gave it my best shot. And after the meeting, the administrator approached me and said, we want to market test a tower garden and we need your help. So one courageous act built upon another and another, and pretty soon my courage had really snowballed. A year later, took a year, I was watching my family. I'll never forget this. We were at the ocean. They were all diving in the waves. It was a beautiful sunny day. There was a royal blue sky. And I remember thinking, it doesn't get any better than this. This is the best day ever, right? You ever feel that way? And my phone rang. And I heard almost yelling, "Congratulations, Julie, you did it! The school district ordered 50 tower gardens." The company went on to tell me what my commission would be. It was over $9,000. It was a colossal accomplishment as a first-time entrepreneur, and I know it. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when that commission check hit my bank account, I have never been so happy that I found courage and I didn't turn that car around, right? Because it never would have happened. But the brain is a really funny thing, isn't it? It has a power to convince us in the face of fear, we're trying to be really courageous, that a saber-toothed tiger is in front of us and we need to stop. Why is that? Well, Matthew Wilson wrote a book called Make Life Matter, Break the Effects of the Mental Pandemic. Now, Matthew was my manager when I sold insurance for a few years, stellar individual. His company is Agent for Life. He wrote a book to explain this. And I'm going to share this because I was blown away when I heard this. And it really explains why fear can take over. When you were created, your brain was developed to provide a few basic functions. Some refer to this as the primitive brain. It's designed to keep you safe. It creates comfort and avoids fear like the plague. Your primitive brain wants you to stay away from fear, from the unknown, and anything that does not have a clear outcome. Wow. So next time that you let fear stop you, I want you to recognize that this is normal. This is the brain's job. But it's up to us to push through the fear, understand this as short-term safety the brain's trying to teach us or hold us back. But we have the power to say, no, I'm in this for long-term growth. We have the power to do that. We can rewire our brain. We can push through courage and we can confront the saber-toothed tiger because it's not real. It's just made up in our heads, right? So here's the rest of the story, thinking about fear. Tower Garden 2.0. I'm going to read you a short clip first. I made a deal, just one, then stopped. My confidence had dropped. I couldn't see the way ahead. Doubt filled my heart and hope it fled. The path was blurry, hard to trace. I lost my nerve. I left the race. A fleeting chance it came. It went. A moment gone, a spark unspent. But still, I learned, though small it seems, even short dreams leave tiny beams. Next time, I'll push past the fear and hold my course, my vision clear. Here's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. I allowed my fear to take over, and I never sold another tower garden to a school district again, in spite of my passion. Willie Jolly teaches us that a setback is a set up for a comeback. Well, guess what? I didn't come back, and I allowed the fear of my brain to convince me there was a saber-toothed tiger ahead of me, so I never talked to another school district again. Wow. So how do we find courage to move forward in life when our brain wants to keep us safe? I'm going to highlight 3 things. Number 1, you can borrow from the past. I'm sure that you've made some very courageous moves from the past, sometime in your lifetime. Otherwise, I don't think you'd be listening to the summit today, right? Look back at the times when you were scared to death and you did it anyway. Anchor in those times. I've certainly needed to do that in my life. Borrow from others. Who are the mentors? Who are the leaders in your life? Who do you aspire to be? What qualities do they have? What actions do you see them taking that are helping to move it quarter inch every day in their business? The other thing you can do is borrow their belief in you. I'm sure you have mentors, family, friends, people that believe in you, maybe even more than you believe in yourself. Borrow that from them. We call it acting as if. I certainly did that with the Tower Gardens over that year. Lastly, look at the patterns. Patterns give us a boatload of information. When did you have the most courage in your life? What was happening? What was the environment? What was the setting? Who helped you to continue no matter what? What were the fears? What made you pull back? What patterns and habits do you have in your life now that stop you or give you courage? Again, we need to look at our patterns because they give us a boatload of information. Okay, here's where we dive into a very powerful part of my presentation. Are you ready? Stay with me. Be present. Put the phone down if you haven't already. I hope you have. Put the laptop down. Let's go. We all have a story. Some are incredibly powering, some can be very limiting, right? So, we're going to look at your story. What's holding you back from reaching your very full potential? And I want you to hear that. Full potential. Let's say at the end of your life, you've met your maker and you're looking at your life. Did you reach your full potential? If you're not at the end of your life, there's more to do. My guess is you have not. So what is holding you back from reaching your full potential? There's a myriad of things that can be going on. We can have a fear of being seen, rejection, failure. We can feel like an imposter, not good enough, don't have enough time. We're too old. We're too young. We're not tech savvy. It's too complicated. We're not qualified. I'm a perfectionist. It's not perfect. I can't fail. That's fatal. Right? So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being 0, 10 being totally held back, holding back, what number would you give it? Would it be a 10? Would it be a 10 times 10? 10 times 1,000? What number would you give it? Hold on to that because we're going to come back to it. Okay? Now we're going to pause and reflect. This is where the power lies, ladies and gentlemen. This is an exercise that I've adopted from Dean Grazioso and Tony Robbins' mastermind that I'm in. I need to give credit where credit's due. So stay with me. It's powerful. Change your story, change your life is what Tony Robbins says, and I've done it, and it's true. Okay, here we go. It's the end of a really long life, ladies and gentlemen. You're 95 years old and you get the opportunity to meet your maker. You've left this earth and you're sitting beside your maker, whatever your beliefs are. Personally, I'd be sitting beside God. You sit down and you hear, how are things going? And you think, I think I missed it. I held back. I think I never unleashed my full potential. Then what if your maker pulled out his cell phone and played you a video of the person you could have been? Where you let one thing compound another, where you made the uncomfortable decision, you sent the email, you had a hard conversation, you started the business, you said to self-doubt, I'm in control now. I'm done. You've cost me enough. Then you see this incredible person who's no longer sitting in the stands. You're not watching the game, you're in the game. You're playing full out. You fall down, you get back up. You have a win, and then you have a bigger win. And the wins start to culminate. You have a failure, but it doesn't stop you. You get rid of your perfectionism and you keep on going. The wins are snowballing. And then your kids, your family, your brothers, sisters get to see you unstoppable 2.0. They see you as fearless. You have left a legacy. Whatever you put in your mind, you do. And people are in awe of what you've done in your life, rather than watch you settle and say, I'm not good enough. It's not working. I can't do it because I can't scale my business because technology is too hard. They get to watch you go all in and play full out. How's that feel? How's that feel thinking about that? Now, let me ask you a question. If God played the video, the man or woman you could have been, and you just said, screw that story inside your head, but you missed it. You're just sitting there like, what did I do? What would be the one thing that you would want now? You didn't reach your full potential. Would you want to go back? Would you want a do-over? Would you want to find courage deep in your recesses of your soul? Would you push through that saber-toothed tiger that you think is waiting there? Now, think back to that story we talked about a few minutes ago. If you gave it an 8, 9, 10, 10 times 1,000, that crappy little story that was playing in your head, you get to the end of your life and you realize you missed it. Now, that's a 10, ladies and gentlemen. That's a 10 times a million, right? Now, how would you rate that crappy story, that fear that's going on inside your head and you missed it? Would it be a 0 or a 1 now? Would it be much less important? Would it be more important to push through it? I'm guessing so, right? Here's a cool thing, ladies and gentlemen. You get your wish granted, genie in a bottle right now. Why? Because you're here. You're living in today. You can make that decision today to find the courage to jump out of the plane, to move the needle a quarter inch, to move your business forward, to make the hard decision, to face your fears, rewrite your story, change your life, and dig deep to find the courage inside of you to move the needle. Today's the day. We've changed your story. No longer exists. Change your story, change your life. Tony Robbins. Change your story, change your identity. That no longer exists. So what if you believed, I'm possible, it's necessary? I'm quoting the famous, infamous Les Brown right now. What if you believe that? You've gotten rid of your story. You've gotten rid of the fear. You've faced it. You're at the end of your life. You say, no more. And you believe, I am enough. I know enough. I have the skills. I have the tools. I have the network. I have the leaders. I have all the tools I need to move forward. How would that be different in your life? How would your business change? How would you scale the business? Because this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. When people say mindset is a little thing, they couldn't be further from the truth. Mindset is everything. We just proved it with that crappy little story. It didn't matter, did it, once you change your mindset and you saw the end of the life scenario? Have things shifted? Are you more courageous today? More courageous now? I'll end with this, ladies and gentlemen. Superman isn't real, and he's not coming to save you. It's time to be your own Superman and find the courage within. I believe in you, and I believe you have the ability to find the courage to unlock your courage, face the saber-toothed tiger, and change your life and change your business starting today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope I've served you, and I hope you found some inner courage to unlock today. If you text the word courage to, you ready? 540-327-6374, I'm going to gift you a free courage assessment tool. You can use that yourself. You can use that with a sales team if you have a sales team. You can use it with your kids, your family, anybody. Because the bottom line is, at the end of the day, we need to find the inner courage in spite of the fear. And this is a great tool to help you assess your level of courage. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor to serve you. It's been an honor to spend the last 20 minutes with you. And I wish you all the best in your courage. It's time to go and be business brilliant. Have a great day.